Greetings from planet Earth, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Lancun, and welcome to Sunbro Sunday. And if that completely over-the-top introduction did not make you turn the video off right then and there, yes, ladies and gentlemen, Sunbro Sunday. A time to relax, a time to kick back, a time to have fun, and a time to get my ass royally kicked by Dark Souls. Notoriously difficult game. I wouldn't say it's that difficult. I'd just say that it's one that you have to take a very cautious approach. You can't go in guns blazing. That being said, let's start a brand new game. Now, I've given a lot of thought to the character that I want to play. And, you know, shaved head, rather dark skin tone, dark brown eyes. Let's go one further and customize, shall we? I say yes. Let's make him a little younger. Let's give him some really masculine hormones since he's a manly man. And features. Fuck, he's a man. He's a big, strong man. He's a guy who saves princesses. So give him all the strong, masculine features. He's not a dead ringer per se, but I suppose this is going to be good enough. That's right, folks. Wait, what? Initialize? Fuck you. Damn it. Alright. I headed back to young. The really masculine features. Again, if you can't tell, this is a man. This is totally what we should have been playing as. Works. Bald head. Wish I could kind of get rid of that 5 o'clock shadow, but you got the manliest chest hair known to man. You truly are a man, not a woman. Oh god, no, we can't do that. You, my friend, have one very simple name. Enter the character name. Alright, let's see if I remember how to do this. I'm sure you guys can already see where this is going. Can you? Can you? Come on. That's right, princess. Remember me? Sunbro Sunday. I can only possibly go through this game as big, strong. I'm gonna solve half the problems for you, princess. Anthony Higgs. Low-ranking knight, not easily toppled. High strength and dexterity. Well, you know, I'm not one for saying no to speed, but it looks like this is a build that suffers for it, besides maybe the bandit, and that's maybe a little too over the top. Yeah. We're a big, solid colossus. We got that big-phased plasma rifle in the 40-watt range, and it's time to kick ass. It's time to say screw you, princess. Now, unfortunately, given the fact that I kind of have to choose between the black fire bombs or the master key, you know, the master key always wins. Gotta have that large upper body. Gotta have that large upper body. So, fancy meeting you here, princess. Let's get started. Welcome to Sunbro Sunday, everybody. This is gonna kick ass.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire. And with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark.
And of course, big men and princesses.
Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Asylum and her daughters of chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone skins. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. Seath, the scaleless, betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers, and man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark sign.
That's something I've always wondered. Where exactly is the dark sign on your body? Yes, folks. Dark Souls. I have played it a couple of times in the past. Got a platinum on it. Was actually fairly easy. But it has been a long time.
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
Indeed it is. A big jolly black man here has seen better days, I'll tell you that. Take a look at his face when you get the chance. Ugh. Seems this is the end result of when he was cremated when he got thrown in PYR. I'm sorry, the pyrosphere. And he stumbled into hell itself. But even hell cannot stop our big jolly hero who, even, with his hollowed out fucking face, he's got that big jolly smile on his face. Time to go, Anthony. Time to kick ass. Alright. Again, it has been quite some time since I played this game, so I gotta kind of get reacquainted with everything. Now, yes, I remember that is the weapon button. I don't have anything in my left hand, so naturally there's nothing that I can use it with besides just punching. Alright, again folks, Dark Souls is a rather difficult game. If you go in treating it like it's Skyrim, you are going to get your ass kicked. That's all there is to it. It's an open world RPG. Well, I shouldn't say open world. It does have a very distinct path. But, I mean, I look at it, and it seems a lot like Super Metroid to me, just in RPG form. Well, action RPG form. It's no I hit you, you hit me bullshit. If you're good, you can go through this game without taking much damage at all. But bonfires are your save points. I'm sure everybody knows this. I'm not going to go really deep into tutorial bullshit. But you can do a whole lot at bonfires, just not yet. And I can choose to go two-handed with this. I'm still not sure how I want Anthony to operate in this game. I just have to remember that circle is the button that I want to hold if I want to. Sprint. Although, yeah, he's already got fat roll. This is pretty much the way I'm destined to go if I want to go with Anthony Higgs. He's a big guy, he wears big armor, and he's got a big gun, so unfortunately, as much as I have problems with this approach, I'm going to have to go the fat roll route, just to role play. And although it would be so in character for Anthony to try his luck with the Asylum demon, I'm not going to do that. I did demonstrate in my Dark Souls videos a couple of months back, well, several months back now, that you can actually kill this guy if you choose the Black Firebomb as your gift. But given that the Master Key is like infinitely more useful and you can't get the Master Key until your first couple of areas, after your first couple of areas. Whoa! Get my shield. Tower Kite Shield. Alright. So. There we go. Now we've got our Kite Shield. Admittedly, the best approach to this would probably just be to sidestep these arrows. Broadsword. There we go. Teach this crossbowman a lesson about subtlety. Hey! Remember me? maybe that should be Anthony's thing, like throughout this whole playthrough. Anytime he finds somebody random. Remember me? Oh god, I'm so gonna be fucked. I've always played like a thief class character. You know, agility, being able to roll quickly, being able to strike fast, strike first, strike hard, you know. I question how I'm going to get a single backstab on anything in this game, and admittedly that may not be the approach I want to take, but I also don't want to get rolled over by this cannonball here. There we go. You want to get one over on Anthony Higgs? I think not, Mr. Hollow. Oh, god damn it. This is really going to be interesting because, like I said, this is not an approach that I am used to by any stretch of the imagination. Now we can open the door from this side, get back to the bonfire right in front of the Asylum demon. But first... You're the one who dropped the corpse with the key.
Oh, you. You're no Hollow. Hmm? Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you?
Sure thing, let's hear the guy out. Say what you will about Anthony, but he's a good-hearted fellow.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission. But perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen. And thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite.
An undead favorite. And I'm sorry, favorite is not spelled with a O-U-R. It's O-R. Damn Europeans!
Oh, and this.
I suppose we're the damn Americans.
Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now. And thank you.
Damn it, I cannot remember this guy's name. This guy was actually supposed to play a much, much more important role in the course of the game. He was supposed to start off as sort of a companion character. You and he would go into various situations throughout the game, and you would find him, and you'd kind of fight your way out of really bad situations. And he would kind of basically serve as your rival character. Whatever path you take, he takes the opposite path. Of course, what path that is right now is not yet clear, but I will make it clear sometime throughout the game. Unfortunately, they decided to take that out. I mean, they recorded the voice dialogue and everything for it, and it was actually pretty fucking cool sounding. Unfortunately, they, I guess, ran out of time and could not go through with that question, and all we got was... just drop dead. That's unfortunate. And we get his souls for whatever fucking reason. God, I can't remember his name. It's probably going to come to me later, but... Oscar! Or is it... is it Oscar or Oswald? It's... No, it's Oswald of Kareem. This is Oscar of Artorias, or something like that. I forget. It's one of those two names. Oswald of Kareem is the fucking Sin dude, and this is Oscar of Artorias. Right. I got it. Alright, so we can wield our weapon two-handed. Unfortunately, when you do it that way, you end up blocking with the weapon, and you kind of don't block anywhere near as much damage. You can't parry with it. Although, if I'm going to be honest and really roleplay this game, I'm not sure if Anthony would really bother with parrying. I would. I think it's the only way to go about in this game. But, I don't know. We'll figure out what I want to do in the meantime. For now, I guess I'll just play smart. But yes, parrying. You can repel an enemy attack if you do it just the right time. Take no damage from it. If you do it at around the right time, you don't parry, you do a partial parry. People have done tutorials about this all over fucking YouTube. You can check them out. And of course the riposte, I believe it's riposte, is the counterattack that you can do. It's a pretty cool little action RPG element. Nope. No fucking way. Am I gonna die to this fucking hollow? No, I don't think so. I'd like to be able to get it right. It's been a long time, and it's kind of difficult to have the muscle memory for the timing, but there we go. That's what I wanted to do. Alright, no big deal. We got this, Anthony. You and me. Let's make them remember us, if they don't remember us. Unfortunately, it's locked. Some people may say, well, the master key. It's a master key. Well, it only unlocks general doors. There are some doors, or special doors, that you actually do need the key for. And we can do a plunging attack while we're falling. I don't know if that does any more damage while you're two-handing a weapon. Let's give it a shot. The Asylum demon, right down here. Let's try not to fail. Whoa! Camera. Yeah. Fat rolling is not the way to go. We got this, Anthony. At least I think we got this. Do not die to the fucking Asylum Demon Land. That would be highly embarrassing and fail-tastic. Wow, I fat rolled out of the way. I fat rolled out of the way again. No! Shit. I am so fucked. Oh, don't kill me, Asylum Demon. This is the first boss of the fucking game. This is proof of concept right here. That slow characters suck. And it's definitely an acquired taste. But overall, I really don't like slow characters. Oh, the big bad Asylum Demon. Admittedly, in a lot of my playthroughs, I always choose the Thief class, which, as people know, starts out with the Master Key gift, so you can kind of choose black fire bombs and kill this guy on your first trip. Really easy. Unfortunately, he just kind of butt slams like a fat fuck. There we go. Eat it! Remember me? Take that, you fuck! Big Pilgrim's Key. Humanity. Alrighty, so now that we have the Big Pilgrim's Key, you notice that there's still rumbling going on. Oh, suspicious! Anyways, let's use the Big Pilgrim's Key and get the fuck out of here. God damn, did I suck in that fight. This fat guy approach is gonna take a whole hell of a... I mean, look at this shit. You call that a roll? That's no roll. And way to roll nearly off the cliff, Lan. Jesus, you spastic fucker. God. Alright. Let's just get this show on the road. What a fucking view. Look at that. Look at those mountains. It's time to bid farewell to the Undead Asylum and say hello to the land of the gods.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the Undead Asylum in pilgrimage.
In the talons of a giant fucking crow.
The land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
The land of the ancient lords. Lordran. Go figure, right? Again, I have nothing but praise for this game. I tried to play it in 2012, and I didn't really get it. I'd played a little bit too much Skyrim, which is admittedly a very fucking easy RPG. Elder Scrolls in general is pretty easy. But once I gave the game a second shot and decided to get past Undeadburg, you'll see all about what I'm talking about later. But once I got past the opening couple of areas, I really started to see how, in geographical concept, this place really does seem like Metroid. I mean, the areas are interconnected so seamlessly. At the same time, it's a dungeon crawler. It reminds me a little bit of Gauntlet, although nowhere near as fucking easy. And yeah, I have nothing but good things to say about Dark Souls. Admittedly, the online PvP is a gigantic backstab lag fest, and it's why I'm currently playing offline. But I'm probably going to play online at some point, just to kind of help people out with boss battles. And what do I mean by that? Well, it wouldn't be Sunbro Sunday if I weren't a Sunbro, would it? Oh. So let's get us all of the good little items that are spread throughout the opening area of Firelink Shrine. Hey! Petrus, remember me?
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Thurland. Have you business with us?
I guess you don't remember
I prefer
me.
to keep a distance, if possible.
Hmm.
Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance, but I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
A penny. You gave me a fucking penny. Thanks, dude. I guess it's better than a kick in the teeth,
Oh
but...
my. You again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you?
Yes, it would. It would also please me to get this copper coin out of my UI.
Very well. Then first, a covenant with the gods.
A covenant with the gods. I already belong to this covenant. Ah, right.
I share my miracles.
That's because the
Only
knights
their
automatically start
ultimate
out in the way of the white.
effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
Efforts and faith. And can I get that goddamn copper coin out of my UI? I can shrug. Gesture learned, and there we go. I can purchase miracles. And miracles are, without a doubt, probably the way to go if you plan to PvP in this game. I mean, unless you're using the fucking dark magic from the expansion, which, I don't even have the expansion to this game. I've never cared to get it just because dark magic has never appealed to me. I think it's a little too cheap, personally, but that doesn't stop people from ganking me with it. Anyways, miracles, like I said, it's pretty much your only way to get yourself out of an oh shit situation. If you're out of Estus, you can use Great Heal, or Heal. I guess Great Heal is not taught by Petrus, and it's only Great Heal excerpt here. But I mean, Homeward, that's a Homeward Bone. That's an item that you find in this game. You can kind of Homeward Bone using your Dark Sign, but that sucks, and nobody should ever use it because you drop your fucking humanity and all this stuff. If you've never played the game, it's going to become familiar with you as I play through this every Sunday. But there are 3 approaches that you can take to magic. Well, to spells, I should say. There is sorcery. There is... sorcery is intellect-based. If you have a character based around intellect, that's pretty much your main means of dealing damage, is your sorceries. As for those who are faith-oriented, that would be miracles. You can get some really offensive miracles. Force is kind of a knockback miracle. It requires quite a bit of faith. You can see the requirements, the parameters. You can see the golden parameters in the required parameter area under the magic type. On the left is sorcery. On the right is faith. So this is kind of hefty if you do not have a character built to do this at the start. And pretty much the only one that can is priests. Do not buy anything from this guy, at least not yet. There's a talisman. You can find one for yourself later. And the Thorolin talisman is actually pretty good. It gives you the ability to use high-level miracles without... high-level capabilities to your miracles without having, like, extra faith. Unfortunately, given the fact that I am positive that... let's view my status for right now. Yeah, 11 faith. For starting out in the way of the white, that's actually pretty surprisingly low faith, and intelligence. Anthony's jolly, but nobody said he was that great. I suppose I'm just going to start off doing the physical approach with this. God damn. That's some pretty shitty stats to start off with. I mean, vitality is good, but everything else is really blah. Holy shit, that sucks. Anyways. Yeah. But yes, there are 3 magics. There are sorceries, again, intellect-based, faith-based miracles, and then, of course, there's the pyromancy, which really only requires soul investment. If you're really not going in either of the other 2, you would kind of stick to pyromancy. That'll be Anthony's personal plasma gun. Is this the Crestfallen Wanderer? Remember me?
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival.
I guess not.
Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first. But there's no celebration here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are, actually, 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town.
Far below indeed.
And something happened. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on. But I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead?
This guy has one really whimsical fucking voice. It kind of gets on my nerves. But way at the top of this cliff is actually the undead church. And it connects via a bridge that I guess we cannot see yet to the undead burg. Now, there are admittedly quite a few more items in the area, but I do not want to get those yet because that would require me going to the graveyard and getting fucked over by skeletons and god damn this game. Alright, so we start out at level 5. I need to get strength up. I need to get strength up, and I need to get god damn, everything kind of sucks to start off with this class. Oh, wow. I don't know what route I want to take yet with Anthony. I know for a fact he's going to be a big sword user, but is he going to rely on any magics? Pyromancy is obviously the give me if I choose not to go intelligence or faith, but Anthony's not very smart, and I guess he put his faith in his freeze gun at the end of Other M. Who gives a shit? Gold jacket, green jacket, who gives a shit? Let's invest in resistance! No, don't invest in resistance. Seriously, worthless fucking stat resistance. I mean, it boosts your defenses a little bit higher than it would otherwise, but I mean, everything kind of goes up when you invest in a stat at the start. It's just the way it works. Resistance is really kind of an endgame stat because unless you invest heavily on it at the start, there's no purpose in it. Well, we'll go into all that metagaming shit later. I suppose I want to get my equip load up so I can stop doing this fat fuck roll. And I got enough vitality for right now to make it worth my while. So, let's get this shit started, shall we? I've done enough pissing around. This particular shrine, or this particular bonfire, since it is kept safe by a firekeeper, it starts off by giving you 10 Estus in your Estus flask. Considering that's the only way to heal at the start, that's a highly recommended approach. Now, for those bonfires not protected by firekeepers, you can kindle those bonfires and make them also give 10 Estus. There is a way to get more than 10 Estus, but that requires kindling a bonfire further, and we can't do that yet. Well, we could, but I'm not going down to where the fuck I need to go to do that. So, it's either go up to Undead Burg or go down into the catacombs. I suppose since I have the Master Key, I could also go down to Blight Town right now, but yeah, that's not going to happen. This is the way people go if, you know, they want a nice, easy first round in the game, first area. And based on your skill level, you can kind of choose where you want to go right from the outset, and I really like this. I'm going to keep making the comparisons to Super Metroid because I think it's a really valid comparison. I mean, obviously gameplay-wise, it's completely different. Of course. It's not a Metroid game. But at the same time, the level of exploration, and if you're good, you can kind of go wherever you want. Right from the start. I mean, mind you, there's some bosses that you're going to have to kill to get a key to the next area. But overall, Dark Souls is pretty much... You have a set of goals that you have to do to complete the game, but how you get to quite a few of those goals besides the 3 endgame areas is pretty much up to you. And I like that. I think that's... You know, for all of the plot and kind of restrictive railroading that games do nowadays, plot railroading and, you know, lack of open-endedness due to the fact that the plot makes the progression of the game so restrictive. I really enjoyed this at the time when I first really got into it. And it's a great fucking game. So here we are in Undead Burg. Why is it Undead Burg? I don't know. But you have a lot of nerve trying to use your shitty little sword handle at me. Thanks for the shitty cracked round shield, dude. Douche. Anyways. This is a very methodical game. You are going to be tempted many times to run into a situation, but you can see I was going to get ambushed by this guy if I didn't know he was there and didn't give him a wide enough berth. Coming out of the doorway. This, again, tough as nails game. If you rush in with no regard whatsoever to your own survival, even the most menial of enemies has a shot to stun lock you, especially if you're a light armored class. Like, these hollows, the most base of enemies. I mean, you could stun lock them to death all you want, but guess what? They can attack you really fucking rapidly, and boom, there goes your ass. It's really humbling to be like a level 15 character and get, like, killed absurdly by a fucking hollow. Anyways, what I'm doing right now is basically gathering up all the free items that I can find. This is an odd little staircase to a boarded up location. But yes, folks, Sunbro Sunday. I do apologize if it's a little bit grating for some of my regular viewers to see so many different things going on at once. I just kind of want to keep the variety in the channel. You know, Sunbro Sunday, Super Saturday, Metroid Monday. I know quite a few of you that's going to be your favorite day, Metroid Monday. I just kind of want to keep a wide variety of things to do on the channel and have something for everybody. Again, I know pretty much everybody here, all 13,000 of you, probably came due to either the Zelda timeline or the Metroid Prime videos. I've pretty much accepted that at this point, and it shows in the views because the highest viewed stuff on the channel is Metroid or Zelda related. But I can't do Metroid or Zelda forever. Well, I haven't done a whole lot of Zelda. Just Link to the Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, and Minish Cap. But I do want to branch out because, again, I have one major Metroid game left besides the first two, which are so outdated that they really don't count. I can't do those forever. So I'm trying to find my niche and carve out an interest in viewers in other places as well, and this is definitely a highly notorious game. Good notoriety, mind you. But holy shit, giant red fucking dragon. We can see him kind of go off into the distance. That is where he's going to stay for right now. Pay close attention to where he flew to, because there's going to be your clue to avoid a douchebag game moment. And there are quite a few douchebag game moments if you are not paying at all attention. Like I said, do not rush into situations like I just did. Oh shit, I didn't mean to use a humanity. Fuck. I guess it works just fine because I'm going to go to the bonfire anyway. It works, it works. Alright. taking care of business. I need to find some shit. Yeah, it really doesn't matter that I used a humanity there because I'm going to be kindling this bonfire shortly. But to kindle the bonfire, I need to be human, and I'm not going to use that yet. Oh, yes, the spearmen. Kick them. No! Fuck! Don't kick them then. Why are you trying to slam me with your shield when you have a spear you can use? Kick! It's a good way to get rid of enemies that are turtling behind their shields. Like fat fucks! Speaking of fat fucks, I'm still doing the fat fuck roll, even though I gave my endurance a little boost. Enemies around every corner. Take it slow, unless you know where they are like I do. Hello, insane merchant. What do you have for me?
Well now, you seem to have your wits about you, hmm?
You
Then
don't.
you are a welcome customer. I trade for souls.
I'm sorry. Remember
Everything's
me?
for sale.
I guess not. Alright. Well, I guess I can go with the orange guidance soapstone. It's 100 souls. That's a pittance. We can write/view/rate messages. Well, you don't need the soapstone to view messages. You just need them to write and rate. It's kind of a decent way to warn people of traps in the vicinity or enemies that come and ambush you. Like there's a certain sequence of ways that you can write a message, like ambush imminent or imminent death or something like that. And it's really helpful to people who are on it for the first time, although some would say that kind of takes away from the game being able to do that. But, to each their own. And he does sell a key and 2 boxes. Now, at merchants, we can, I guess maybe not necessarily this merchant. Can he repair? No, he can't. But if we come across a blacksmith, we can have the blacksmith repair our equipment. Now, we can do this ourselves by buying a repair box, as you can see. A little expensive for right now, and it's not necessary unless you really kind of die constantly. And you really shouldn't in the Undead Burg once you kind of get your stride and go the more cautious route, we'll call it. Of these shields, I would say that the heater shield is probably the best option. If you look at it, it's got 100% physical reduction, as long as it doesn't just guard break due to its low stability, although it does have fairly high stability as well. It is a small shield, though. Basically, guarding in this game, it works on... Well, everything in this game works on statistics. I mean, damage reduction you can see on the Warrior's Round Shield, which, I'm sure the Warrior starts off with that. I'm a Knight, so I got the Tower Shield. But 85% physical damage reduction, so you take a little bit of damage even if an attack goes through. But with the Heater Shield, as long as you don't lose all of your stamina by blocking a strike, you take no damage. Now, this does not include elemental or poison damage and all that stuff. That is unfortunately something that only specialized shields can take care of, but at least the Heater Shield has a bit of fire resistance, which I guess it's got the biggest fire resistance out of any shield here, which is pretty much going to be your early form of elemental damage that you take. You can take bigger shields, like I think this East-West shield. Overall, this is just something extra you can do. It's whatever.
Hey, what's the matter?
The matter is that you didn't remember me, so let's just continue on. I don't need to buy anything from you for right now. Taking this little back route here. Again, this right here is what I'm talking about. If you rush in and aggro all 4 of these guys, you are going to get stun locked unless you have poise up the ass. And poise is, it's a stat. I know I'm going through a whole lot of metagame shit right now, But poise is a stat you can see in the upper right. It basically determines how heavy of a strike you can take before you start staggering. And some things will just break your poise automatically, but if you look at my equipment here, I have a little bit of poise. Now, display poise. It's got 8 poise on the helm, 20 poise on the armor, 6 poise on the gauntlets. So it's got quite a bit of poise, you know, for a starting class. And unless you start heavy, you are not going to have poise. So you're basically going to get stun locked by anything and everything, unless you get a ring or an armor that allows you to withstand a hit. Like that hit right there, without that poise, I would have been stunned by that fucking hollow, and I probably would have gotten killed by them. So there are advantages to taking the fat guy, heavy armor approach, but there's also disadvantages. Rolling out of the way, there are a few frames of invincibility when you roll. Unfortunately, it's really fucking slow when you do the fat guy roll, so that's not good. And I may be wrong, but I think the weight of your armor also affects how much damage you take when you fall. Like, you have more armor weight, it also does more damage to you when you fall. That would make sense anyway. So if you want to go ranged, here's a crossbow and some bolts for you to take care of. And overall, very, very good fucking game. I really don't have much bad to say about Dark Souls, besides the fact that it may be a little overambitious with its online PvP. That'll be covered later. Like, I will eventually have the bravery to, not here in fucking Undeadburg, because there's nothing but elite fucking twink characters, but maybe in later areas I'll turn human and go online. But speaking of turning human, I didn't get any humanity by killing any enemies. I wonder. Can I do so here? Probably not. Let's aggro you! Notice there's guys throwing fire bombs up there. Keep moving, otherwise you will get hit. Don't get hit. Fail! You don't even have enough strength to wield that axe properly, my scumbag friend. And I shouldn't be here, admittedly. Or at least I should use some Estus. I should really use some Estus before I die. Yeah, fuck it. No humanity that you dropped, so I suppose I'll use another humanity. You'll see the purpose of humanity in just a second here. Alright, so we light the bonfire. Again, bonfires, your save points, areas where you can start repairing your equipment once you get the box for it. Bottomless box allows you to basically manage your inventory. Like, for example, there's an item that you don't want, you can just put it in the box. If there's no real purpose to selling it, you can put it in the box. Or if it's a rare item that you want to kind of store for later and trade online, yes, you can drop items while you're online and people can pick them up. This leads to some rather interesting twink approaches. There are people who admittedly suck at this game who can sometimes receive gifts from certain characters, and they can pick up items and get a really fucking overpowered sword or something like that. But the humanity has two functions. One, you can use it to become human at a bonfire, and when you become human, you become eligible for invasion, which is not good. Well, depending on if you like PvP or not. And it can also kindle the bonfire, so you can get 10 Estus from a bonfire. And anytime you sit down, you recharge your Estus flasks to get 10 Estus. That's one purpose of humanity. The other purpose is, you notice down at the bottom, my humanity stat is at 2. What isn't clear, well, maybe it is clear if you go through this. There we go. Number of black sprites within one's bosom. symbolizes human nature and determines item discovery and resistance to curses. There are two highly useful things that humanity does. It gives you curse resist, which it's not applicable in this area, but a couple levels down the road, curse sucks. It really sucks. And the other problem is, or the other thing that humanity does is increases your item discovery. Now, 1 humanity, from 0 to 1, it gives you like an extra 50 item discovery rating. As you can see, from 1 to 2, it only gives you 8. So there's severe diminishing returns. I'd say if you have humanity, just have 1 as you go through an area. I mean, unless you're grinding for items. And there are some pretty rare drops that some enemies later on have. But for now, I don't need any of that crap. Anytime you rest at a bonfire, you see that that guy who was firing the crossbow at me, he has respawned. Anytime you die, or you sit down at a bonfire, or you use a dark sign, or what the fuck ever, it causes enemies to respawn. This allows you to grind. But you can also level up. But before I do that, I want to reverse my hollowing, offer my humanity. There's that face. Now they remember you. And now it's time to kindle the bonfire. Let there be light! Now it's time to level up. Again, I'm not sure what approach that I want to take with this game. There are many options. So many, indeed. Yes. Admittedly, I guess just keep increasing my strength and dexterity. That determines pretty much everything except big fucking heavy weapons is mainly determined by strength. I suppose I should mention that now as well. Let's take a look. I don't mean to go into a whole tutorial alongside this. This is just going to be a laid-back segment, but, there are some people who haven't played this game. Why they haven't yet, I don't know. If you have a PS3 or a 360 or a gaming PC worth a damn, get this fucking game. It's awesome. But you can see that weapons. Take a look at the broadsword. You can see the second row from the bottom. You see param bonus, that's your parameter bonus, and your required parameters. What this basically means, required parameter, you require the stats in order from left to right are strength, dexterity. Strength is the big muscular arm, dexterity is the hand. What looks like the eye of fucking Sauron is intellect, and what looks like a star is faith. Now, you can see that this item requires no intellect nor faith to use. It requires 10 dexterity and 10 strength to use properly. Now, this is no big deal for, almost all starting character builds. Basic weapons are really lenient with what their parameter bonuses are. But, parameter bonus, what their required parameters are. Parameter bonus determines how much your offensive potential with said item is based on what your stats are. You can see it's got a C ranking in both dexterity and strength. Basically, this leads later to specializing weapons. There's some weapons that have an S in dexterity and nothing in the other stats. I think that's really only a bow that does that. But there's a lot of options for customization, and basically whatever path you choose to take your character, unless you have mastered this fucking game or at max level, whatever the hell that max soul level is, I don't even remember. But if you're at max level, obviously just use whatever the fuck you want. But assuming you're playing this game for the first time, you start off with really humble weapons, and you can upgrade these, and sometimes the parameter bonus goes up, and that allows the weapon to not only have more base power, but also scale better with your stats. There's some ways that you can take a weapon, and this will be covered when I get to the blacksmiths, where you can basically take a weapon down just a purely a purely weapon trait perspective. Like, it scales none. No scaling. This is good for, I guess, twink characters. But also you can take it down a very specialized path. You can take it down a path where it actually benefits from your intellect stat or your faith stat. And this leads to many, like, say you have a cleric and you want to use a spear. You take it down the divine path and all of a sudden you have a divine spear. That's awesome. It's all about how you base what you get around your character build. But anyways, guys, you want to wave bye-bye? Yes, that's right. We'll see you guys next time, next week on Sunbro Sunday. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was admittedly more the length that I wanted Super Saturday to go to. But tomorrow, what you've all been waiting for, what I'm sure is going to get like 10 times the amount of views that all the rest of the stuff gets, Metroid Monday. The game, one that you've all been waiting for, and will at last be finished. So I will see you guys next time. Have a good day, everybody.